Hey everyone, it's Nurse Financia, and today we're diving deep into the lives of those who are the backbone of healthcare, our amazing nurses. We're tackling the top 5 pain points nurses face every day, and more importantly, how to overcome them. Now, as someone who works side by side with nurses, I see firsthand the incredible demands of this profession. Long hours, intense emotions, and constant pressure can take a toll on anyone. That's why we're putting a huge emphasis on work-life balance. It's not just about surviving those long shifts. It's about thriving in every aspect of your life. So whether you're a seasoned nurse or just starting your journey, this video is packed with practical advice and strategies to help you navigate the challenges and find more balance and fulfillment in your career. Let's get started. Let's be real. 12-hour shifts are practically the norm in nursing. Add in overtime and unexpected situations, and suddenly you're working way more than you planned. This can wreak havoc on your sleep schedule, your social life, and even your mental health. It's no wonder nurses are more prone to fatigue, stress, and even burnout. We all know that a tired nurse can't provide the best care, and it's not fair to you or your patients. That's why it's crucial to develop strategies for managing those long hours. And no, I'm not just talking about chugging coffee, although a good cup never hurts. We're going to dig into practical tips like mastering your time management skills, prioritizing tasks, and setting healthy boundaries to protect your personal time. First up, let's talk time management. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Start by planning your days off effectively. Treat them as sacred and guard them fiercely. Next, use your breaks wisely. Even a few minutes to step away, breathe, and recharge can make a world of difference. Trust me, those few minutes can feel like a mini vacation in the middle of a hectic shift. Don't be afraid to delegate tasks when possible. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. And speaking of teamwork, communicate effectively with your colleagues. A quick heads up about a patient's needs or a change in plans can save everyone time and prevent miscommunications down the line. Now let's talk boundaries. This is a big one, guys. It's about learning to say no without feeling guilty. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Start by setting realistic expectations for yourself. You don't have to be a superhero and take on every extra shift or task. It's okay to politely decline and prioritize your well-being. When you're off duty, be truly off duty. Turn off those work notifications and resist the urge to check your emails. Your personal time is precious, so use it to do things you love, spend time with loved ones, or simply relax and recharge. Trust me, your mind and body will thank you for it. Burnout is a serious issue in nursing, and it's not something to be taken lightly. It's that feeling of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that comes from prolonged exposure to overwhelming stressors. You might feel cynical or detached from your work, like you're just going through the motions. You might experience compassion fatigue, where caring for patients starts to feel emotionally draining. Physically, you might have frequent headaches, stomach aches, or sleep problems. It's important to remember that burnout doesn't happen overnight. It creeps up slowly, and it's easy to dismiss the early signs. So pay attention to how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally. If you're noticing any of these red flags, it's time to take action. Now, the good news is that burnout is preventable and treatable, and one of the most powerful tools you have in your arsenal is self-care. I know it sounds cliché, but trust me, it's not just about bubble baths and face masks. It's about making a conscious effort to prioritize your well-being, both on and off the job. This could mean making time for exercise, even if it's just a quick walk during your break. It could mean eating nutritious meals and staying hydrated throughout your shift. Or it could be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness or meditation. The key is to find what works for you and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It's essential. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Talk to your colleagues, your friends, or your family. Share your experiences and lean on each other for support. Sometimes, just talking about what you're going through can make a world of difference. And if you're struggling to cope, don't hesitate to seek professional help. There's no shame in reaching out to a therapist or counselor who can provide guidance and support. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. So, be kind to yourself, prioritize your well-being, and don't be afraid to seek support when you need it. Being a nurse means caring for people at their most vulnerable. You see patients in pain, scared, and sometimes even angry. And while it's easy to empathize with someone who's going through a tough medical situation, dealing with difficult patients and their families can be emotionally draining. Remember, there's always a reason behind every behavior. A patient snapping at you might be terrified of their diagnosis, and a demanding family member might just be scared for their loved one. Taking a step back and trying to understand their perspective can make a world of difference. It's important to remember that you're not a punching bag. While empathy is crucial, you don't have to tolerate abuse. If a patient or family member becomes verbally or physically aggressive, it's essential to prioritize your safety and remove yourself from the situation. Always report such incidents to your supervisor and follow your hospital's protocol. One of the most valuable tools in your arsenal is effective communication. When dealing with a difficult patient or family, clear and compassionate communication can help de-escalate the situation. Start by actively listening to their concerns. Really try to understand their perspective before responding. Use calm and reassuring tones, even when faced with frustration. Avoid medical jargon and explain things in simple, easy-to-understand language. This can help alleviate anxieties and prevent misunderstandings. Remember, communication is a two-way street, so encourage questions and address them patiently. Sometimes, setting boundaries is necessary. It's okay to politely but firmly reiterate hospital policies or explain your role and limitations. For instance, you can say, "I understand you're anxious about the test results, and I'll be happy to pass along your questions to the doctor as soon as possible." Don't hesitate to involve other members of the healthcare team when needed. Social workers, for example, are trained to help patients and families navigate difficult emotions and situations. They can provide valuable support and resources. Remember, you're part of a team, and it's okay to ask for help when you need it. Dealing with difficult patients and their families can take a toll on your emotional well-being. It's crucial to prioritize self-care and develop healthy coping mechanisms to manage stress. When you're off duty, make time for activities you enjoy, whether it's reading, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies. Physical activity is a great stress reliever. Even a quick walk during your break can help clear your head and boost your mood. Remember that you're not alone in this. Talk to your colleagues about your experiences. They can offer support and share their own coping strategies. Don't underestimate the power of professional help. Therapists and counselors can provide a safe and confidential space to process your emotions and develop healthy coping mechanisms. They can equip you with the tools you need to navigate challenging situations and prioritize your mental well-being. Remember, your mental health is just as important as your physical health. We've all been there, feeling like we're constantly on call, like our work life is bleeding into our personal life. That's the struggle of work-life balance, and it's a big one for nurses. You're constantly caring for others, often putting their needs before your own. It's understandable that you might feel guilty taking time for yourself. But here's the thing. Neglecting your own needs can lead to burnout, resentment, and even impact the quality of care you're able to provide. Think about it like this: you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself so you can take care of others. It's not selfish to want a life outside of work, to want to spend time with loved ones, pursue hobbies, or just relax. In fact, it's essential for your well-being and ultimately your success as a nurse. One of the most important things you can do to achieve a better work-life balance is to set boundaries. That means setting limits on your time and availability. It's easy to say yes to every shift or request, especially when you're dedicated to your patients. But it's crucial to recognize your limits and communicate them clearly. Start by identifying your non-negotiables, the things that are absolutely essential for your well-being, like spending time with family or getting enough sleep. Once you know what those are, you can start setting boundaries around them. For example, you might decide that you won't work more than 2 night shifts in a row, or that you'll take a break from checking your work email after a certain hour. Remember, setting boundaries is not about being selfish. It's about protecting your time and energy. It's about making sure you have the resources to be the best nurse you can be, both at work and in your personal life. Now let's talk about me time. This isn't just about bubble baths and face masks, though those can be nice too. Me time is about actively engaging in activities that bring you joy, reduce stress, and recharge your batteries. It could be anything from reading a book to going for a run to catching up with friends. The key is to schedule this time for yourself, just like you would schedule any other important appointment. Put it in your calendar and make it non-negotiable. It's easy to let work and other obligations consume all of your time. But remember, you deserve to have time for yourself too. When you prioritize me time, you're investing in your own well-being. And when you feel good, you're better equipped to handle the demands of your job and provide compassionate care to your patients. Let's talk about a challenge that's all too familiar in the nursing profession: inadequate staffing. We've all been there, feeling the strain of having to do more with less, of being stretched thin, and constantly rushing from one patient to the next. It's a stressful reality that can impact not only your own well-being, but also the quality of care you're able to provide. When there aren't enough nurses on staff, it creates a ripple effect. Patients may have to wait longer for care, medications might be delayed, and important details can get overlooked. This can lead to errors, complications, and even compromise patient safety. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it's not fair to you or your patients. It's important to remember that you're not alone in this. Short staffing is a systemic issue that needs to be addressed at a higher level. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. There are things you can do to advocate for yourself and your colleagues, and to manage your workload effectively. One of the most powerful things you can do is advocate for better staffing policies. This means speaking up and making your voice heard. Talk to your nurse manager, your hospital administrators, and even your elected officials. Let them know about the realities of short staffing and the impact it's having on nurses and patients. Join nursing organizations and unions that are fighting for safe staffing ratios. These organizations work to raise awareness, lobby for legislation, and hold hospitals accountable for providing adequate staffing levels. There's strength in numbers, and by joining forces with other nurses, you can amplify your message and push for meaningful change. Remember, advocating for safe staffing isn't just about making your job easier. It's about ensuring the safety and well-being of your patients. While advocating for change is crucial, it's also important to find ways to manage your workload effectively in the face of short staffing. This means being organized, prioritizing tasks, and delegating when possible. Start by creating a clear plan for your shift, identifying the most critical tasks that need to be completed. Utilize technology to your advantage. Electronic health records, medication dispensing systems, and other technologies can help streamline your workflow and reduce the risk of errors. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Delegating tasks to nursing assistants, unit secretaries, and other support staff can free up your time to focus on more complex patient care. Remember, you don't have to do it all yourself. By working smarter, not harder, you can minimize the impact of short staffing and provide the best possible care to your patients. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Your well-being matters. Taking care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. You deserve to thrive, both personally and professionally. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Reach out to your colleagues, your friends, your family, or a mental health professional for support. Thank you for all that you do. Your dedication, compassion, and resilience are truly inspiring. Keep advocating for yourselves, for your patients, and for a healthier, happier nursing profession. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and share. Let's build this community of informed nurse financiers.